Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Huckabee threatens to leave Republicans over same-sex marriage. In a rare moment of basic cultural insight, the Republican Party's general response to the recent series of court decisions legalizing same-sex marriage has been, whatever. But former Arkansas governor and champion of oppressed oppressors Mike Huckabee is so outraged by his party's laid-back response to these long overdue and inevitable developments that he's actually considering abandoning the party. You know, far be it for me to offer advice to the Republican Party, but if you guys ever really get serious about wanting to attract younger and more diverse voters to your party, you're going to have to shed Bible-thumping homophobes like Huckabee anyway. So maybe you should just let this one ride. Let it work itself out. Religious right cries persecution over lawsuit they filed. Christian conservatives in Houston, Texas, opposed to an equal rights ordinance, failed to gather enough signatures in a petition to have the ordinance overturned, so they subsequently sued the city, claiming that they actually had collected enough valid signatures. As part of the discovery phase of that lawsuit, the city attorney of Houston subpoenaed sermons with content relevant to the case from the pastors of 5 local churches in an attempt to show that those 5 churches had acted inappropriately when sending people out to gather signatures for the petition. That's the sane version. The feverish, gays are coming for our Bibles version claims that the subpoenas are part of an attempt by the city attorney and the mayor, who just so happens to be a lesbian, to silence those churches and undermine religious liberty, all in service to the satanic homosexual agenda. So there you go. The city of Houston is persecuting churches by gathering evidence to defend itself in a lawsuit filed by representatives of those very churches. Diabolical. Women attacked for rejecting men's advances. On October 1st, a woman in Queens, New York was slashed in the throat by a male attacker. 3 days later, a woman in Detroit, Michigan was shot and killed by a male attacker. Both victims had rejected romantic or sexual advances from their attackers. These are just 2 of the most recent examples of male-on-female street harassment turning violent when the man doing the catcalling gets shut down. And in light of events like these and occurrences like Anita Sarkeesian having to cancel a speech because someone threatened to commit a mass shooting, I'd like to just take this opportunity to gently remind those who scoff at things like rape culture or casual sexism or patriarchy that they should perhaps consider maybe taking their heads out of their asses. Republicans ineptly attempt to court women. It's almost time for the midterm elections here in the good old US of A, and the Republican Party is attempting to appeal to women. Are they doing this by promising serious action to close the wage gap? No. Are they making a concerted party-wide effort to treat women and the issues many of them care about with more seriousness and respect? Nope. Are they releasing campaign ads comparing candidates to wedding dresses? Bingo! Some people find these ads to be tone-deaf and patronizing, but I think they're great. I really wish the GOP would employ a similar strategy to appeal to members of other groups they traditionally neglect. Latinos, for example. Ebola panic, American style. I'm shooting this video on Friday. By the time you see this on Monday morning, I will be dead from Ebola. And actually, so will you, which makes me wonder why I'm even bothering with this. Unless, of course, the coverage of the ongoing African Ebola outbreak, and more importantly, the 2 Americans to test positive for the virus so far, has somehow exaggerated the threat and fomented baseless, irrational fear among the general public. But why would our news media, and in particular our cable news channels, do something so nakedly self-serving and in such blatant defiance of their journalistic responsibilities? It's just ridiculous. Right, Shep? In all seriousness, when it comes to Ebola, take your lead from that guy. Yes, he's on Fox News, but you know, I've never been able to figure out why. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.